Hello everyone. I would like to walk you through how to deploy Waku node using Nwaku Compose repo. You can find this at github.com/waku.org/Nwaku Compose. And what we need to do now is basically we need a way to get this to our computer or to our machine where we want to run the Waku node. So I'm just going to clone this repo right away, and then I'll explain what you can find in the repository. So I'm going to do git clone. Perfect. We can also enter the directory, and then we can open the editor for this. Now, the next thing for us to understand is what are the dependencies of this repo. Mainly, it depends on Docker Compose. So if you're not familiar, Docker is this tool which allows you to run some prepackaged applications or services simply, and part of that ecosystem is Docker Compose, which allows you to spin up potentially more complex applications than just one container. Second thing is Git. We have just used it, so anyway you are familiar with working with Git, clone this repo and then install Docker and Docker Compose. Now the next thing we will need to create a .env file. For that we have this command here, so I'm just gonna run it. Okay, I should have my .env file here, and we look into it, we'll see that the prerequisites that are listed in the README are also explained here. So we need a password to secure our RLN credentials. RLN is this rate limiting ZK-based technology that we use in Waku network to prevent spammers. Then we need Ethereum testnet key. So this is a private key of your account on Ethereum. I would highly recommend create a new account, create a new wallet, new private key. Do not ever share it with anyone or show it to anyone. So I'm not gonna show you mine. And you will need to fund that account. So you can find in the README a link here to a faucet, which gives you 3 Sepolia testnet ETH. So once you create this new wallet, take the address, paste it in there in the faucet, and you will get some ETH from the faucet. And the last thing is we need an Ethereum RPC node URL. We will need the HTTPS based node or based URL. So you can go to Infura or any other node provider that supports Sepolia testnet, and you can create a node. In Infura it will be for free, at least for the amount of messages that or amount of traffic that we generate from the node, and copy the URL and then paste it in your .env. So I already have the .env created in a different directory, so I can just copy it here and Waku Compose. Okay. Yeah. So now that should be good. And then the next step, what we need to do is we need to generate the RLN credentials, or register our membership and get the credentials. This will be then stored in a key store JSON file. So if we go here and we do ls, you can see that there is no key store file. But if I copy this command, and assuming I've set up everything properly, we should see that, okay, we are using the env file that I've just created or copied over from my other directory. And then it should be talking to the RPC node. It didn't find the metadata here, so it's talking to the RPC node, and it will register my credentials. These errors here are just part of some logging. You don't have to worry about them. If you see them, it's actually meaning that the registration is happening. So my membership was created in this contract address on this chain. So everything is as expected. And then it also says that my key store was created. So now if I do ls, I'll see my key store folder and the key store file in there. So based on the README, I'm actually good to go, and I can just start my node. So I will not do it in this folder. And that's just because, or actually I will. I'll show you. What happens here is that Waku needs to synchronize with the blockchain. The reason for that is that the way we collect the information about the memberships is we follow the events since the deployment of the contract, and that takes some time. So we will see that the node is just basically querying the RPC endpoint all the time, over and over again, scanning for blocks and stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop this because I want to actually show you a running node, and this takes a couple minutes. So I'm just gonna stop this, and I will go to this other folder that I have already used here, and I will do Docker Compose up here. And I already have the membership tree synced here, so we will be able to see everything and how it works. Now we do want to check that everything's working. There is some synchronization, Grafana is starting, that's a lot of logs, I know. And then we already, I think, have everything started here for Waku. You can see it's subscribing, node setup complete, so that's perfect. And we should be able to check that everything works. Let's see if we have any recommendations here. So we can get the version. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna go to this other terminal again and paste in the curl command. And we got the version, perfect. And we can take a look at the info. So we will see the the multi-address, we will see the ENR. So everything works, everything is set up. And we can go and check the monitoring, right? So it's gonna take a while probably for this to get properly started. You can see, but you can already see some values here. So we do have some peers in the store. We do have some pub subtopics that we are subscribed on, some discovered nodes. We should also see the memory is being consumed, number of registered memberships, and all these things. So the metrics are populating. The dashboard will get updated in a while. Yeah, so we can see some messages flowing, so that's perfect. Everything is working fine. If you actually need to debug anything, you can always go and say Docker Compose logs and Waku, and you will see logs from that container. Look at whether there are any errors or anything. You can do -f, which will allow you to follow the logs, get the new logs as they come in, as they are printed by the tools. If there is anything that doesn't work, I can also recommend doing Docker PS and checking the state, so we can see status up, 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 healthy. So if there is anything restarting or not started or anything like that, this may be the culprit of your issues. So definitely go check that out. One thing that we can take a look at here, just very briefly, is this advanced section. You can configure a lot of things through environment variables in the .env file. And things that I would definitely recommend is setting up a node key so that your node retains the multi-address in case you want to use it for development or anything like that. And then you can also use certificates and domain. So if you set up domain, it will automatically use Let's Encrypt to produce certificates and then advertise a WebSocket secure address automatically, which is useful if you want clients to connect from browser or other clients like that. Yeah, I think that's it. Hope this is useful. Let us know if something doesn't work. Let us know if you hit any troubles or if there is a way to improve this experience. And happy Waku node running.